And for chocolate biscuit cake myself.
I haven't eaten any of it, Chris, because I'm suspicious of it.
OK, I think it's probably equally suspicious of you, but...
I don't imagine that it's sentient or has any opinion of me, and I think you know that deep down, Chris.
I don't know.
There's 11 disciples represented on top, even though Judas was probably the most famous of the disciples, and without whom Christianity couldn't have started.
He was given the heave-ho, but we've got him in a film later.
Fair enough.
OK. Is it Seminole?
Seems fair, then.
Is it Seminole?
Seminole.
Is it Seminole?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's definitive.
Okay,
Seems like
It
a
is
monkey
definitive.
cake to me.
All right.
Simeon. I don't know. I'm scared of it.
All right, Russell Brand with us all evening this evening. Thanks for being here, Russell. Talking about his new movie, Arthur. But we must mention 2008, Saxgate. It was crazy times for many different reasons. We won't talk about the wrongs and rights of it because you've talked that to death all week. I've heard and seen a lot of your interviews. But what we'd like to know is, were you shocked at how much that incident alienated you from the British public?
I don't know. I didn't feel that it did alienate me from the British public. I feel very sorry about it and that it was bad. But I didn't feel alienated. I still continued to talking with everyone. I feel bad that Leslie Douglas lost her job. But primarily I just feel like it was a mistake. It got kind of out of hand. I apologise for it. But I don't feel alienated from people ever. That's the most important thing in my life, is that I feel connected to human beings.
Did you not feel like you consciously had to sort of rebuild some bridges, though? Because you seem to have done that, if you don't mind me saying. You seem to have gone about the last year or two like that.
To be honest, Chris, that's more about my personal recovery from drugs and alcohol and just rebuilding my life spiritually. And I think part of that is admitting when I've done something wrong and trying to make amends for those things and trying to treat people with respect and love, whether that is the entire British public or just someone that I might meet in the street. Which doesn't happen often, because you can't just go talking to strangers. People don't like it.
But is it
There
fair?
are videos saying don't do it.
Is it fair to say that you might not be as edgy or fearless as you once were? Is it because of this?
I don't think so, Alex, as my primary intention in life is to overthrow all of the governments of the world and to start a spiritual revolution and bring about global change in all things. It's more edgy, but I'm just doing it more politely.
But you've got to, you know the question we're asking here. Hollywood really doesn't like controversy, so you've got to be... Had you done some of the things at the same level of fame there as you did here, your career would have been in trouble, wouldn't it?
I expect so, although they're also like redemption narratives. I think a lot of these things are constructions. I think when people are self-destructive, sometimes they like to see them come back again. So, yeah, I'm sort of grateful that I'm English for a multitude of reasons. And I suppose that there is an element of sanitisation that takes place as part of any kind of economic process. But for me, these things are secondary to my life. I feel like I live here and here. Like stuff like, oh, you've got to make more money or put a nicer hat on. I don't know, that doesn't make much sense to me, all of that stuff. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing.
Is it true that your first book, when you wrote your first book, right, is it true that you locked yourself in a house and wrote the whole thing in 12 days?
Someone else locked me in that house.
That's what I heard, but I didn't want to say.
Who was
Nick,
that person?
my manager and business partner, locked me in a room, and it was in this really beautiful Tuscan villa, and I could see them out the window, all like these people out the window now, there's people waving. They were all enjoying themselves and having a lovely time, and I had to sit typing like a lonely boy missing PE because of a dodgy leg. Like Dave, your props
like
man.
Dave. Hi, Dave. Russell Sesson gives you a mention there. But
Get back to work, Dave. It's only a leg. Make props with your hands.
did you write it in 12 days?
What are you, Christy Brown? What is this? My left prop? Get to work.
Was it the whole book in 12 days? That's what I find amazing.
Yeah, I did write that whole book in 12 days because there wasn't very much time. So what I did is drank lots and lots of coffee and just stayed in that room. And whenever I came out, Nick would go, come on, mate, go back to your room and write another chapter. Like, he's from Manchester.
Thank
and
God.
and he said that at each chapter that I wrote, as I went, he said I became like the age that I was at in the book. So he had to watch me like a Solomon Grundy. Like, on Monday I was like a playful toddler. Then I became a solemn, sulky adolescent. The time where I became like a promiscuous rascal was very difficult for Nick.
Yeah.
He got a lock on his door that day.
And Nick's with us this evening, just round the corner.
No, he's not.
He is, he's
here.
No, he's here.
Oh, is he?
He got me out of the
I didn't bring
lavvy.
him
Come on.
but he's here.
Where is he?
OK, no, he's just round the corner.
Just when I was meditating, he went, come on, mate, get on the shoulder phone. I've got 30 seconds.
Russell, your wedding was massive. Lions, tigers, bears, elephants.
A lot of them things are made up by the media to create distance between people who are famous and everyone else. It was quite a posh wedding because we've got lots of money, but really it was just about two people getting married. There weren't no tigers, that's cruel. I'm a vegetarian, or lions, they don't have them in India. There were 2 elephants.
There we are.
2 elephants.
But you have to have 2 because they're mates with each other, and if you have one on its own, it gets
They'd be
messed up.
lonely,
It's
yeah.
absolutely not
No,
fair.
they're friends, honestly. They have to come... Like, that one's just essentially a passenger. I could have done without it.
Yeah.
I'd say get rid of that one, but this one wants that one. What can you do?
All right, William is watching now. Well, let's imagine he is. Advice for a new husband.
William, make her say obey. Make her say obey. What is she will obey. Make her obey. Even the Queen,
Okay.
the Queen who's on our money.
Good.
Obey.
It's the Monday. Russell Brand still with us, ladies and gentlemen. Should we have another clip of his film?
Well, we might as well. You're here now, aren't you?
Another lucky wook.
I will remain here for as long as you wish.
Well, we'll have another clip.
I enjoy it here. It's nostalgic.
What do you mean it's nostalgic? It's
There's a lot of
now.
nostalgia. Angela Rippon
Oh, I
talking
see.
about those
I see,
things.
I see.
Ken, Giles Brandreth. I feel drenched in glistening nostalgia.
Can we talk about horse riding now, please?
Well, hang on, let's have a look at a clip
Yeah,
first.
let's have a look at the
Okay.
clip, then we'll talk about horse
I had no stunt double and no thing on. No, the cricketer box.
Watch this. We have an issue here, Russell. We have an issue.
Little issue.
How can I help?
Okay,
Okay.
well, Alex rides. I don't ride horses, right?
Yeah.
So she's in a question. I'm a non-equestrian.
Well, I'm not I'm okay.
But you can ride horses and have done.
I was a bit scared to begin
Yeah,
with.
but you've done it.
Yeah, I have done
Yeah,
it.
and you've got all the gear.
Yeah.
Perfect, brilliant. But here's the thing: I think you were riding the horse, and I think Jennifer Garner was riding the horse as a non-equestrian. As an equestrian, the expert says you weren't.
She looked out of control.
We were out of control. I don't know how a horse works.
So you were on the
Be
horse?
on a horse. It's like a big hairy person. It doesn't care about us. It wants to be free and eat grass and that. I was on it for some of the time, Alex, and then some of the time it became so dangerous that I had to get someone off who was an expert and sit
see,
them on there.
There we
No,
are.
but-
That's
no,
what we
hang on
thought.
a minute. Did Jennifer ride the horse?
Jennifer was on that horse for a lot of time. There were stunt... I think... they swapped us out for something. I think Jennifer might have done all of it. I don't know, because I don't like horses.
Yeah,
I'm scared
But
of
the
them.
thing is, I mean, she was holding the reins up here. It should have been... Anyway, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but I think she was playing the part of
Oh,
someone who
she's
wasn't
very
good at a
brave.
horse. Also, horses, we shouldn't be on them. Let's let them just freely wander.
You can be on them if you like.
Can you?
Yeah, well, lots of little girls got the pony club this weekend. They're looking
Yeah.
forward to it. It's the first bank holiday
I
weekend.
think it gives them unrealistic expectations.
Oh, leave them alone. So listen, I didn't realise you started off acting.
Oh, yes, I trained as an actor first.
When?
Like when I was 19, but a lot of that training was wasted on account of the toxins that was swimming about with the neurology there. So I wasn't able to absorb a lot of the information. But I trained for 3 years at a very good drama school, the same one Colin Firth went to, and Tom
No.
Hardy, and Michael Fassbender, and Paul Bettany. Good actor, solid Stanislavski-based training.
Were you singled out then as being any good?
Yeah, they thought, oh, he's brilliant, this fella. Look at him, he's drinking vodka in the corridors. He's crazy. Who knows what he'll do next? He did what? Get him out.
And when you left, you then went into TV presentation. You did act a bit. He was on the bill.
Stand-up.
He was on the bill.
Yeah.
Stand-up and TV presentation.
First thing I'd done was stand-up, and then MTV saw me doing stand-up and went, oh, let him be on MTV, and then they give you a lot of money for that, certainly for someone who's got none, and then that didn't help the drug habit.
But was that a ruse, right? Was that a ruse to get back to the acting that you've been kicked out of?
Because film industry is the biggest industry, if you're working in entertainment, you might as well work in that one. But the main thing I like doing is stand-up comedy, talking directly to people. That's the thing that's best, because you can see they're there. And if you say something wrong, like I sometimes do, you go, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that, and offer up mitigation and immediately apologise. Whereas once it's in a film or on the telly, all sorts of chaos can happen. We've seen.
What's in the pipeline then? What's next for you?
In the pipeline, could be sewage, could be water. If it's a pipe, who knows? In my pipeline, though, cheeky, I've got... Now, come on, I'm not that sort of girl. I've got, like... I'm making this film with Tom Cruise. He's
Yeah.
good at acting.
And it's a musical, so you're singing.
I'll be doing some
Yeah.
singing in it. Alec Baldwin's in it. Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it. Paul Giamatti's in it. It's going to be a good film, I think.
How do you get to be in a movie with Tom Cruise?
They just phoned up, goes, do you want to be in this movie?
You know him?
I've met him twice.
What's he like?
Intense.
Come on.
Like, I liked him a lot, but he's like... I interviewed him when I did that show on MTV, and it was only a little show on MTV. No one knew, but it wasn't like this, the main show in the country, little show. He turned up, right, and they goes, right, Tom Cruise is coming, don't ask him anything weird. Here's a list of things not to say. I was like, OK. Oh, God, they're all
They
the
tell
main
you that
things.
as
I was
well.
thinking... Like, the things they say not to say, they're the best things. So imagine. So I goes, all right, I won't say those things, but I was thinking them. And then he just comes up to you, and before you've ever met him, it's Tom Cruise, and he goes, hey, Russell, like that. And he knows your name, and I wasn't famous or anything. So from then on in, you think, oh, I'll just do whatever he wants. He's such a dreamboat. He did have me at hello, like in the movie.
Literally.
Brilliant.
Can't have a chick up
Yeah.
there. Chicks, yeah. We've got some
want
Weeko
one.
chicks
Yes.
that we can actually handle. We've got
Can I
some
have
chicks-
mine and take them home?
No.
Not yet.
Why?
Because they won't let them into America because they haven't got a visa. Right.
I'll get them a
Come on,
visa.
check.
Come over here, come on.
I'll smuggle them.
Oh, look at this.
What's happening? Oh, you little...
quick. Can we just pick them up?
Are you a bit nervous of these, Russell?
Well, I just didn't want to hurt one.
No, they're okay. They'll be
Hello,
fine.
mate.
They'll be fine.
Oh,
They'll be
so
fine.
lovely.
Ken, would you like to hold the chick? You like
And
flights,
you-
don't you? You're a big fan of aviation.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you could teach them. Chickens can't fly well enough. They need you. Ken.
Oh.
Well, isn't this a lovely,
Chris, why aren't you
So
holding
are
it?
these
isn't this a lovely Easter scene to leave the viewers?
Chris, you just picked it up like all glad-handing it.
Well, I think it's
amazing.
Oh,
Is it not
fly,
supposed
baby,
to?
fly.
No, they're not
Listen,
supposed
Russell,
to
good luck
fly
with your
yet.
movie.
Thank you very much.
Listen, everybody have a fantastic weekend.
I'm
The
keeping
weather
this.
is amazing, so go out there and enjoy it. Try and watch as much BBC TV as you can.
Yeah. Are these
You're not
making
going
you
anywhere
woozy?
with that, by
I
the
put
way.
my one back. It's gone now. See us.
Please
Yeah.
don't steal the chick.
Now, thanks to everyone. Angela, of course, to Giles, Ken, Kate, and Judith. They've all been fantastic. We're back on Easter Monday.
I love
Well,
you.
you will be. You're
I will
working.
be with Matt, yes.
Okay.
Okay, you can have that
Russell's
one.
back to America tomorrow. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yes.
I love your programme. I like it here on the One Show.
God bless
Have a
everyone.
great
Thanks
Easter,
for watching.
everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I'm keeping it.